Yo, what's up? It's AM Trades, and this is day 8 of the Nothing to Over 1 Million in Funded at the age of 15 years old series. And today we have just kind of a regular trade recap. And I did make a couple big mistakes today as well as yesterday. And so this week has not been great for me, but we just keep it pushing, we keep it going, stay consistent, stick to our plan, and we will achieve that 1 million in funding. So today we ended up taking 3 trades actually. And 2 were losers, and 1 was a break-even trade, which is very unfortunate. I'll get into that. It should have been a 123.1. However, I messed up. And it ended up retracing on me and going back to break-even. But with that being said, we can get into today's recap. So if we start on the news side, go to Forex Factory. We've had no news all this week up until tomorrow. Tomorrow we have unemployment claims. So if we look at this week, see Monday and Tuesday, and then today we just had bond auction at 1 p.m., which does literally nothing to the market. The only time that it will do anything to the market is the 30-year bond auction, which is a little bit more volatile, but even then it doesn't usually really do much in terms of volatility or a big reaction at the drop of news. However, we do have unemployment claims at 8:30 tomorrow, which is going to be nice for volatility, as well as consumer sentiment on Friday. So, and like I said yesterday, this week is the worst week of the month to trade in terms of volatility and news. And it's been showing in our trading. I actually had some pretty good executions today, but pretty much no news. And then if we move over to the chart, we can go to the hourly, start on the hourly, and work our way down. So at market open, we had seen this big sell-off into this area. So we were coming in with a bullish tap into this 4-hour fair value gap, right? As well as a daily fair value gap. So we came and tapped into this daily fair value gap a little bit right before market open. And so I was initially looking for longs. However, the first trade of the day ended up being a short. So if we go here on the 5-minute, we can see that we did have an hourly S&T with ES right around market open. And if you draw the line here, we can see that we were kind of in bearish structure as we displaced through OTE here. And so that meant that this was kind of invalid and we were going to see lower price. And then we saw at market open a big rally up to take these pre-market highs. And then we swept them on ES and we left them on the we left them on ES and we swept them on the NASDAQ. And so then I moved down to my lower time frame to look for execution. So when I got down here, we were kind of chopping around, and I entered off of an inverse for value gap at here. Let's see what time this was. I believe it was right around here. Yeah, and then I have my stops below here. Oh no, I entered here actually. I entered off of this bearish for value gap, and I wanted to see a move to the downside to go and fill in the 15-minute for value gap at least, and then come and take all of these lows. These had already been swept here, but I thought that we were going to come and get these 2 equal lows at pre-market before we saw a move higher, because we have been kind of overextended these last couple days. However, that was not the case. We ended up having these relative equal highs as our bigger draw on liquidity, and so we ended up taking a loss for minus 1% there. And then going further into the day, we can see AM session came up, rallied, took these highs. And then PM session, we engineered a whole bunch of liquidity here with a value gap here. This would be a classic turtle soup. And so I was wanting to long off of OTE or off of the 50% mark to find that. And so I did take this long on regular risk. It ended up running super, super close to our take profit. I was actually in a math exam, so I couldn't be on my phone to manually close the trade as I usually do with take profits. And so I just said I take profit in DX trade, and it never ended up getting tagged. So it was 386 pips, and then we ended up only going to 379. And then right after that, it came down and stopped us out, wicked us out at break even, literally right there. But this was pretty much the only fair value gap in the entire range. So this is a very valid spot for it to retrace to, right? So we saw a retrace to there and then a big rally up. I was also looking for a re-entry off of this for value gap here. Sorry, not that for value gap. This 5-minute for value gap. this one as it is in discount of the range, and our bias was overall longs, right? And then I just put it below a 1 minute order block, 5 minute order block there, and then longing to find the top of this range into this 5 minute and higher time frame fair value gap, right? Which ended up getting hit. However, I did not have limits at this time because I was genuinely so upset over getting stopped at break even for this trade, which I shouldn't have done. I should have stuck to my rules and not gotten emotional about it, but it happens sometimes, and I have to recognize when it does and act accordingly. And then we just ended up selling off for the day after taking these highs and then chopping around. So today was an okay day. I think I was kind of being dramatic this morning with the amount that I lost, which means that I probably need to size down for the next couple days. Or if I don't size down, I need to catch myself in the moment when I am acting irrationally and stop it at the source, right? However, today was only minus 1%. You know, standard risk. My winners eat my losers. I just have to trust in my trading plan and my process, and then we will make money inevitably, right? And then I am currently in drawdown on all of the funded accounts as well, which is fine, including my live funded account. I'm in drawdown a little bit. But I've traded in drawdown before. I know what it's like. I keep steadfast to my system, and I'm going to continue playing out the plan and my edge in the market, you know, every time it presents itself to me. So yeah, with that being said, this was day 7 of the nothing to over 1 million in funded challenge, kind of by the end of the year. And I will see you guys in the next one for tomorrow's trade recap. See ya.